from that place of vibration, you stop caring about what happens and you start simply deciding what happens. Like I said, you're going to be freaking powerful. You start to decide what happens instead of await what happens. Can you imagine? Do you feel worthy of that? Are you sure? Good. 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 Who would have thought that you can decide what happens? Oh my God, that's so selfish. Is it? Who am I? Who am I to decide what happens? Right? Only freaking God. Only the Absolute. Only infinity. That's all. All there is. That's all you are. There's nothing else besides you, but who are you? In all of creation, who are you? All of creation. So, feel worthy of this. Know that this is your destiny. And if we all start doing this, lack will disappear from the face of the earth. The secret is that it has never existed. It doesn't exist now. But every manifestation that we would call a lack manifestation is a manifestation of our ability to perceive, to see, to choose, to prefer lack. We've been preferring lack over power, over abundance, over freedom, over choosing. We've been choosing victimization and being the slave instead of being the slaver or the creator for so long that now the mentality is that if we try to do anything else, we get lynched or we get hung, or we're not worthy of that type of freedom. We're not worthy of that type of power. I'll repeat once again, if you do this for 2 hours, shit's gonna happen. You're gonna feel really freaking powerful. Are you excited about that? Yes. Good. Good, very good. I'm very happy with your receptivity and your sense of self-worth. That's great. After all, you exist, so you must be here for a reason. You must be here to create something. And we all know what we're here to create. Even if the specifics may not be as clear to our verbal mind, we know we all have a sense of our purpose. Even if it's just a glimpse, even if it's just this very abstract, blueprintish sort of feel. We all know that we're here for some reason, for some type of expression. This will amplify, this will speed up. And that which you cannot perceive of yet as your purpose will be yours and will be achieved within a matter of months, and then the next thing occurs. That which you kept at bay for years, just as this distant feeling like, yes, I am meant for something. I know I'm meant for something. I know there's purpose in me. I know there's expression in me. I know I'm creative somehow. But I'll figure it out like one day before I die, something along those lines. Or when I get really sick and I'm forced to look at it, I'll realize it then. That thing that you've always felt to be distant, to be in the future, suddenly it's going to creep up on you real fast. If you start making the shift from being a victim, a beggar, to being a creator, a God. And then when it creeps up on you so fast, because literally what you're doing is you're creeping up on it, you're speeding up along the line of your blueprint, the line of your theme, the timeline, quote unquote, of your theme, of your expression itself, then suddenly that thing which was already present in your consciousness as this vague future sense has now been surpassed. And so another sense of purpose has to arrive, has to be infused into this life. In a sense, higher consciousness realizes the state of our planet, the state of our belief systems, so it's been conservative. It's like, well, okay, let me just place this much purpose in this single life, this much of a theme of exploration into this life. Because chances are that, this being gets a little astray with all the beliefs that are present and all the energetic imprints that it gets from parents and friends and society. And it's susceptible because that's part of the game of this third density physical reality experience that we choose. But when you step up to the plate, to the game, and you actually own that portion of your theme, of your expression, of your purpose, and you master it and you not transcend it, but exceed it in a sense, because you fulfilled it, then suddenly your higher self gets really excited. And it infuses so much more purpose into that same lifespan that it didn't expect you to even fulfill. But now your life starts to accelerate. Now your theme starts to expand. Now these things start to manifest for you and appear to you, and these experiences that you want to learn from start to, again, accelerate. You start to speed up, literally speed up, because everything is vibration. If you speed up your vibration, your life will speed up. The speed with which you learn your lessons will speed up. The speed with which you expand yourself and become more of your true higher self here in a physical crystallized expression, net version of that, will speed up. Speedy, speedy, speedy. Speedy Gonzalez. You'll be so fast you don't even know who you are anymore. From one day to the next. Because you don't care. Because who you are is to be in alignment. That's who you are. You no longer need solid ground underneath your feet. Who cares what happens to your circumstances? You know they're empty and meaningless and just mirror reflections anyway. You are connected. That's who you are. You are who you are. That's who you are. You're not relying on anything else. You're being yourself and that's all you are. You're being yourself and that's all you are. Fuck the circumstances. Make love to yourself. Thank you. Right? Or not? Up to you. Getting bored? Are you getting bored? Ah, okay. Good. Are you sure? Okay. You all look so happy. What do you want? What do you want for yourself? What do you want out of your life? This is a crucial question. It's a cheesy question, but it's a crucial question. What do you want? Who are you? You always want who you are. Every desire that is a genuine desire, not based in fear and insecurity and trying to accumulate as much so that you won't have to meet lack. Any desire that's simply out of passion, out of truth, out of joy, out of expression, out of creation, out of a sense of connection with who you truly are, is literally leading you into more of who you are. So what do you desire? And you get a glimpse of your future self because that's who you are. That's who you want to be. In a sense, you've placed yourself in physical reality, already being who you are on a non-physical level, but then placing your physicality somewhere at the start of a timeline so that you can play the game of catching up and that you can, in between here and who you truly are, place some obstacles and some challenges in the way and some lessons, some learning curves, so that not only do you become who you already were, but you become even more than what you already were. So that true frequency, that true non-physical self is already awaiting you. But not only are you becoming what you already were on a true level, you're adding that much more to it because of the learning curve that you add to this timeline illusory experience of starting from scratch, in a sense. Starting as a baby, starting as a newly born, starting as a fresh physical being, embracing more of your purpose, embracing more of your true self. Learning, again, what it's like to become the God that you already are, but now the God becomes less in a state of potential and more in a state of activation. Does that make sense? Awesome. Impressive. So you already are a God. And God is always already God. In the very, very, very beginning stages of creations before this creation, God was just in a pure state of potential. Let's say its first creation. It was a very rudimentary expression of itself. And it already was God. It was already infinite. It was already all that it could be, in a sense, but in potential. So it generated this timeline. On a creation level, you could say the same thing. It's like God starting over. Starting from scratch. First density, second density, third density, fourth density. Elementals, plant, animal life, human life, whatever is beyond that, which is what we're becoming right now, what's beyond that, non-physical life, etc. All these steps back into its true recognition of itself at all times in a very potent, powerful, expansive way, expanding all portions of itself that have started from scratch to catch up with where it already was. However, this is not a redundant process. It's literally the adding to or making active, making activated God. You are literally aiding in the process, in the evolution of the infinite becoming active instead of potential. And it does this every single creation that it creates. It does it all over again, but it adds to itself even more of all that it can be. Does that make sense? Awesome. Impressive. Epic. See how amazing you are? How easy it is to feel amazing? Did you understand these weird things I just said? It's pretty cool. Get into the habit of feeling good, of choosing a thought that actually aligns you to the true, infinite, abundant expression that you are meant to be. That you are, whether you know it or not. Activate that part of yourself, that God part. Pick a thought. Let the thought be profound. Let it be amazing. Let it be easeful. Let it be easy. Let it be epic. Let it be expansive. Let it be connective to who you really are. And then feel that for 10 seconds. Just 10 seconds of feeling into that vibration. Feeling into that truth until you start to smile. If you're not smiling, at least on the inside, doesn't mean you always have to smirk, although it's fun. But if you're not inwardly smiling at the thought, then you've not picked the right thought. Or you're maybe in between. You choose an in-between thought, which is fine. Sometimes we get so caught up in a particular detailed experience of physical reality that all we see is limitation. And the best entrance point we have into the inner smile, the true inner glow, will be an in-between thought. Will be a thought that is slightly easier to handle, to digest, than the one that came before it. And then from that space, we bump up our frequency, and then the next set of options of thoughts that is available to us in that frequency, that range is a little wider, goes a little higher, and so we can higher. So then we can pick the next highest thought that we have access to. At some point, it starts to make you smirk, smile, glow, radiate, enlighten yourself. You become enlightened. Oh my God. Can you imagine? Radiating, potent, positive, and by positive I mean complete picture positive God energy. Can you imagine? Can you imagine being here in this physical focus and remembering so potently, so powerfully that you are your God self? That there's not a worry on your mind because nothing can take you down. You're the strongest being in the universe. This is, after all, your universe. You're on top of the world. This is, after all, your world. It's just a process of remembering and becoming aware of what you're choosing at every moment. Hence the 2-hour challenge of taking out of your schedule 2 hours, once every minute. I'll repeat the exercise once more. For 10 seconds, every minute, for 2 hours straight, you pick a thought. You realize that you can pick a thought. To begin with, you realize you can pick a thought. Hey, wait a second. I don't just have to go to through the automatic turmoil of thinking. I don't know even what I'm thinking anymore. It's just like, circumstance here, circumstance there, blah, 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 until I feel nasty and limited, and the list goes on and 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 on. And so suddenly you realize you can pick your thought. Oh my God, I can pick a thought? I can actually choose my reality. That's amazing. Yes, it is. You are amazing. Thank you for seeing that. And then you do that once every minute for 2 hours straight. And your life will never be the same again because your sense of identity can never be the same again. You can never go back to before that moment because it will be so potent. So lovely. And then, while simultaneously having a physical focus, seemingly, in terms of what that means is simply that you can hear my voice and you can respond like a normal person or an abnormal person, either way. That is all that it really means, to have a physical focus. It doesn't mean you have to be physically focused in limitation and lack. So while simultaneously being naturally, effortlessly, physically oriented, like having the ability to respond physically, in the back of your being, not even in the back, but just pervading your being, you start to feel this glow, this enlightenment, this empowerment, this connection, this remembrance of your God nature. Your God is nature.